Black is still doing fine. You just blunt out the diagonal, eventually take out the bishop to f7. You might even jump with the knight to g6 and go short castle.
Yeah.
And it's go time. We're off, chat. And is that a knight move? I think this could be the first time we're actually seeing the players play the first move with the piece and not a pawn. Levon with a clear strategy. He wants to take out that bishop and go short castle ASAP.
Yeah, but d5, very nice. Black is trying to get that knight to d6 harmony. Will Black be able to set up the desired construction? Yeah, b4 played. It's very desirable, opening up the way for the queen. The bishop has already opened up also. Fabi does the same with b6, but the pawn on d5 blocks the black queen. It's kind of scary.
And also the knight from g3 can eventually land on a square targeting the g7 pawn, so you have to watch out for those ideas. I am expecting Levon to try to get his king to the to safety with a kingside castle. Peter, what are the chances of him going bishop f2 short castle here?
It's a bit soft. I think that it's soft. Levon wants something more, and he's also burning a lot of time. Look at this, the clocks are almost evened out. Bishop d4 played. He wants to get castles.
So there's no increment for the players, and you really cannot afford to lose out on time. Fabi, Levon now almost at the same time, still delaying castle. I think he wants to try to put this bishop on f3.
Yes, beautiful regrouping with bishop from g1 to d4. It's like this very special kind of construction, activating that bishop. Maybe bishop h5 check as well somewhere could be an idea, just to provoke some weakness. Knight f7 could be met by f5 eventually. There are millions of ideas, but no time to figure them out. You have to rely on your intuition and play. By the way, Fabi's up on the clock.
And Peter, has so much to do with experience in Armageddon and the way Levon's playing it. It's all going to be about speed in this one. He goes in with the check, but he really needs to speed up his moves.
Yeah, knight f7, okay, f5 if you already give the check. I believe that you have to follow it up with f4, f5. And look at this grip. The f pawn stops any kind of e pawn advance. The b4 pawn stops any kind of c pawn advance. Levon is a great strategist, but he has to control the clock.
The clock is the 17th piece in an Armageddon, and we are seeing it turn towards Fabi's favor. So now Fabi not only with the result odds, but also ahead on the time. It might be time for Levon to go all in, to try to push that pawn to f5, eventually try to get this knight into the game as well. And we see he decides to do that first, eyeing that f4 square at some point.
Yeah, Fabi castles. Fabi keeps on instantly replying.
He's putting the pressure on the clock.
Yeah, we need to update, otherwise we cannot castle. So yeah, short castle played d3, bishop d7, regrouping the bishop, castles. Rook c8, tripling c5. There you go, and you can't play b5 because the knight on d6 and bishop on d7 are covering the b5 square. So c5 will be played on the board.
And now c4 is also an idea that you have to watch out for after bishop f3, eyeing that d5 pawn. Black,
also bishop c6.
Black is relying on bishop to c6.
This is a dream. Black has fully equalized. Probably Black is already even more happy.
Up on a clock by a minute.
Yes. Levon needs a miracle. e4, wow, stepping into this. c4, discover check. Yeah, c4 check played. c takes d3 might happen. Also bishop going back to b7, and then e4 pawn is falling. Wow, Levon in a lot of trouble.
This has gone completely out of hand for white. That bishop b2 queen a1
Bishop
construction
b7.
Completely blunted with this pawn on f6.
Exactly. This is fantastic. Yeah, and Levon is...
It's a dream position for Black.
Extremely nervous. Yeah, everything is solid, everything is protected.
It's like a standard chess position, and Black's the one who's fighting for the initiative, the position on the clock, and now it's blowing up. You take on d6, you take on e2, and eventually win the pawn on d6.
Yeah, Black is basically winning, has a very solid position, and is way up on the clock. Yeah, Levon is trying to create some counter chances with knight d4. That was a good move.
Yes, and it doesn't matter objectively whether it was good or not, but from a practical standpoint, it's desperate for Levon. He needs to change the dynamics of the position.
But knight c4, yeah, very strongly played by Fabiano. The knight goes to e6, Black's knight will go to d2, hitting not only the rooks, but also the f3 bishop.
Fabi's taking his time, and I think it's a good moment that Fabi slowed down. He has complete control over the position. He's up on the clock. He wants to be precise right now. He's kept it under control on the board and the clock as well. Fabi close to taking this one. D3 attack, do you just jump in with knight D2?
Yeah, but how many miracles we have seen already? We can never be sure. Yeah, knight D2, rook takes DC, Levon sacrifices the exchange, and he relies on this powerful E6 knight. It's a must-win game for Lev. You don't want to trade that knight so easily for the rook. Yeah.
He's blunder by Fabi.
Well, as long as he keeps that knight, and you never know, this knight joins the battle of the rook on the third rank, but queen e4. Whenever that knight moves, black will jump with his queen to e4 immediately. But you have to watch out, the g7 pawn is hanging.
Maybe now, knight g7 and e6.
Whoa, but he's got no time. He's running under, he's reaching the 1 minute mark. There's no increment. Nicholas, you're pointing out some tactics. Can you quickly break it down for us?
Well, just to try anything. I mean, here you gotta play something. You gotta play it fast. 1 minute on the clock. That's just no time, no increment. And
He
this
goes
is
for
also
it.
not working,
I think
but
he
you
took
gotta
it. No,
try.
No,
he
he
took
took
on
on
f6.
f6, but this I don't like because it opens up the e file.
Now he
Okay,
takes,
he
now
goes
he
for
takes.
the sacrifice. Okay, great.
He has to try.
He wants to put in the knight on h5, I believe, and try and pick up the f6 pawn. Also try to get the queen into the attack.
Yeah, or with rook g3 check. Yeah, let's not forget, king f8 runs into bishop a3 check sometimes, but bishop c5 is still a defense.
Wow, rook c2 now would be really strong.
Okay.
Oof. Rook
It's
c2
impossible.
resignation. Yeah, rook c2 setting
What a
checkmate.
move. What a move.
And then rook e1.
No.
But
He
it's
takes.
so easy to miss it
Yes.
because you're focused on the king side.
Of course, yeah. So we are seeing this.
This is getting crazy. This is getting out of control, and Levon, his
Only
biggest
move
problem
rook
is the
e2
clock.
now
Only move.
to be winning.
Yeah, but rook e2 is kind of natural. It was also my
But rook g3,
Intuition.
what's happening?
Yeah, rook e2, rook g3.
I mean, why is it over?
It's not over till it's over.
Yes.
I mean,
This was
it's,
definitely the best practical chance for Levon.
this could turn around. Fabi now, about a minute and a half, he's reaching out for his move. He goes
Yeah.
rook e2, rook g3 will be played by Levon instantly on the board. Defends g2, watch out for checks on the 8th rank. Also watch out for a sneaky check on the other side of the board. Is
Yeah.
bishop a3 a big threat? Well, you've got bishop c5.
Yes, you have. But can you play king e7, for
Yes.
example? Yes, he plays it. He gets out of this rook g8 check. It was a good move. And bishop a3 check, bishop c4. Also, the knight on f6 is hanging. But yeah, black seems to coordinate well. h4, if you have to waste time for this, rook cc2, isn't it?
He wants to get his queen into the game, which was stuck to defending the back rank.
Rook cc2 is so
I
tempting.
think then, but bishop a3
Bishop
always,
F.
the knight is hanging.
Looks over.
Can you go queen d1?
50 seconds versus 30. Okay, I always have some rook d2s as well.
I think
but
you might have to because otherwise queen d7.
But I can take on b to the bishop and then the
Oh.
knight is hanging. You are running out of pieces. Yeah, Levon tries queen d1. He has to.
That one's down to 20 seconds. So the threat is queen d7, rook g8. And he simply picks up the bishop because the knight on f6 is hanging. And you can see it on Levon. The attack comes to nothing.
Yes, no, that's it. 10 seconds. Ticking down. There are no more tricks. Knight g8 check. But even king f8, knight f6, king e7, professional.
And Levon has to keep playing. He has to keep trying because a draw means Fabi goes through.
Yeah, but the knight on f7 protects everything.
But the game is still on. 3 seconds for Lev. He can't make more than... Oh my gosh, Lev's gonna get flagged.
Yeah, that's it. But it's also losing now.
Match and for Levon. What a day it's been, but it comes to an end in the Armageddon, and there is applause for the players. What a fight,
Absolutely.
Peter.
What?
Knight f5, yeah. It's critical. I'd like instead of e6, yeah, knight f5, g6, knight f g7.
Yeah, I
It
thought this-
should be good for black, but
yeah.
it's tricky.
No, I thought knight g7 should work.
I didn't see, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't, yeah?
Like king on e7 is pretty safe.
Yes, king e7. Bishop a3.
Which one? After rook e2 or?
Yeah,
But can't I play king g7 then?
yeah. No, it doesn't work.
Opening one looked good for black. Just
Yes.
after bishop e6, it looks very easy to play.
Yeah. It's fun.